artists who captured lightning in a bottle, then disappeared into the fog of history. These weren't just catchy tunes. They were snapshots of America's transformation, from flower power optimism to war-torn disillusionment. Each melody told a story that radio stations couldn't stop playing, yet somehow their creators never repeated that magic again. Number 1. Little Bit of Soul. The Music Explosion. January 1967 kicked off with a bang when the music explosion lit up the charts with Little Bit of Soul. This Ohio garage band couldn't have picked a better name. They truly exploded onto the scene when their only hit rocketed to number 2 on Billboard. Decked out in matching outfits and bowl haircuts, these 5 guys from Mansfield captured that magical moment when rock was still all about having fun. Their infectious track, with its pounding rhythm and shouted chorus, sits perfectly between the innocent pop of 1966 and the harder sounds coming later in '67. When lead singer Jamie Lyons belts out, "Gotta have a little bit of soul," over those driving guitars, you can practically feel America dancing one last time before things got complicated. Within months, the music explosion fizzled out as listeners craved something deeper. Their name became eerily prophetic, a brief, brilliant flash before the real cultural explosion rewrote the rules. Number 2. For What It's Worth. Buffalo Springfield. As the music explosion's brief flash faded, a different kind of warning was echoing across America's airwaves. In late 1966, something was happening on the Sunset Strip in Los Angeles. Young people clashing with police over newly imposed curfew laws targeting youth nightlife. Stephen Stills witnessed these tense confrontations and captured the moment in what would become Buffalo Springfield's signature song, recorded on December 5th, 1966. There's something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear. That opening line wasn't about Vietnam at all, yet it perfectly captured the nation's growing unease. The song's eerie guitar tremolo effect and Stills' almost whispered vocals created an atmosphere of suspense unlike anything else on radio at the time. The track quickly climbed to number 7 on Billboard, becoming both the band's defining achievement and their commercial peak. Despite featuring 2 future rock legends in Stills and Neil Young, Buffalo Springfield would never crack the top 40 again. Number 3. Come On Down to My Boat. Every Mother's Son. Just as Buffalo Springfield was warning of stormy times ahead, a cheerful quintet from Long Island was sailing in the completely opposite direction. Every Mother's Son arrived on the scene in April 1967, like visitors from a more innocent era, their matching outfits and wholesome image presenting one last gasp of musical innocence before the summer of love would change everything forever. Their invitation to Come On Down to My Boat reached number 6 on Billboard, offering listeners a carefree escape from growing societal tensions. The band, brothers Dennis and Larry Lardon, Bruce Milner, Christopher Augustine, and Schuyler Larson, stood in stark contrast to the emerging counterculture with their clean-cut appearance and upbeat sound. What makes their momentary success fascinating is how it captured America at a crossroads. The song was actually a remake, originally recorded as Come and Take a Ride in My Boat by The Rare Breed a year earlier. Producers Jerry Goldstein and Wes Farrell helped craft the track into a radio-friendly hit, but the band's sunny disposition was already becoming outdated, even as their single climbed the charts. Number 4, San Francisco. Be Sure to Wear Flowers in Your Hair. Scott McKenzie. As Every Mother's Son faded into obscurity, a gentle voice was busy transforming American culture. Scott McKenzie's San Francisco wasn't just another hit single. It was the sound of a cultural revolution disguised as promotional material. Behind this flower power anthem stood John Phillips of the Mamas and the Papas, who crafted the song specifically to promote the Monterey International Pop Festival in June 1967. Phillips, in an act of musical generosity, handed the song to McKenzie after already keeping California Dreamin' for his own group. What makes this story fascinating is how a calculated marketing jingle evolved into something far more powerful. The Wrecking Crew's studio musicians provided the instrumental backbone, while McKenzie's voice delivered the invitation that would draw thousands to San Francisco, flowers adorning their hair. The peaceful lyrics painted an idyllic vision that often clashed with the harsh realities awaiting those who answered the call. As resources strained under the weight of newcomers, the gap between fantasy and reality widened. Number 5. Everlasting Love. Robert Knight. While the summer of love was blossoming in San Francisco, a young chemistry student named Robert Knight was creating a different kind of chemical reaction in a Nashville recording studio. The result? Everlasting Love, a song that would outlast most anthems from that tumultuous year. Recorded at Fred Foster Sound Studio, Knight's smooth vocals paired perfectly with innovative production elements like farfa, organ, and echo effects, creating a Motown-inspired sound that could have easily come from the Four Tops or the Temptations. What made this July 1967 hit remarkable wasn't just that it reached number 13 on Billboard. It was how it offered an alternative perspective in a fractured time. While Knight's college group, the Paramounts, hardly seemed destined for chart success, songwriters Buzz Cason and Matt Gaden crafted something magical that transcended genre boundaries. The song proved so timeless that Carl Carlton's 1974 cover version climbed even higher, reaching number 6 on the charts. Number 6. Expressway to Your Heart. The Soul Survivors. Just as Knight sang of timeless love, another group was capturing the growing frustration of everyday American life. Ever wonder how car horns and traffic sounds became part of a top 40 hit? The Soul Survivors. Expressway to Your Heart wasn't just a metaphor for relationship troubles. It was the sound of 1967's urban anxiety put to music. Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff, the pioneering production duo behind the track, made the brilliant decision to incorporate actual traffic sounds into the recording. Those honking horns and engine revs weren't just clever production tricks. They created an immersive urban soundscape that resonated with listeners experiencing America's increasingly congested cities. Number 7. Western Union. The Five Americans. From highways to the information superhighway, America's relationship with technology was shifting into high gear. A college band from Oklahoma found themselves at the crossroads of this transformation when guitarist Mike Rabin accidentally stumbled upon sonic gold. While experimenting with his instrument, he created a sound that immediately reminded the band of telegraph signals, the perfect sonic foundation for their breakout hit. The Five Americans had relocated from Southeastern State College in Durant to Dallas, seeking bigger opportunities when lightning struck. Their 1967 single, Western Union, brilliantly paired Morse code-inspired guitar effects with the story of receiving a breakup telegram. The song captured something profound: Americans using century-old technology to deliver heartbreak, even as the country itself struggled to communicate across widening generational divides. Number 8. We Ain't Got Nothing Yet. Blues Magoos. While telegrams were delivering heartbreak with clarity across the Bronx, a band was creating a deliberate sonic haze that would help define the emerging psychedelic landscape. The Blues Magoos weren't just playing music, they were creating an experience. Their transformation from the Trenchcoats wasn't merely a name change, it signaled a dramatic shift in their artistic vision. These Bronx pioneers took garage rock to electrifying new heights, quite literally, by performing in suits that flashed and pulsed with lights while they played. In early 1967, as consciousness expanding became the youth movement's rallying cry, simply hearing music was no longer enough. Young people wanted to see, feel, and be immersed in it. Their organ-driven hit, We Ain't Got Nothing Yet, crashed onto the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 5. That distinctive fuzzy organ riff wasn't just catchy, it was revolutionary, bridging familiar garage rock energy with mind-bending psychedelic exploration. Number 9. Stand By Me. Spider Turner. Cover with Impressions. While alienation defined psychedelic experimentation across the musical landscape, a Detroit singer found success through musical connection. In 1967, when most artists strive to establish unique identities, Spider Turner achieved his only hit by channeling everyone else's. His cover of Stand By Me climbed to number 12 on the Billboard charts by breaking pop music's unwritten rule. Why settle for one voice when you could showcase many? Turner's MGM Records version wasn't just another cover, it was musical theater. Mid-song, he'd suddenly transform into Smokey Robinson, then Jackie Wilson, then James Brown, creating what felt like a live R&B summit happening right before your ears. His impressions turned a 6-year-old classic into something fresh, a meta-commentary on music itself. Number 10. Then You Can Tell Me Goodbye. The Casinos. In a year racing toward the future, A Beautiful Farewell was quietly climbing the charts. The Casinos, a Cincinnati vocal group, offered something increasingly rare in 1967, a moment of stillness. Their hit, Then You Can Tell Me Goodbye, reached number 6 on Billboard in March, capturing America's attention with its gentle doo-wop harmonies, a sound already considered a nostalgic throwback. There's a fascinating poignancy knowing that Gene Hughes, the group's frontman, worked as a funeral director before his brief musical fame. His day job became the perfect unintended metaphor for what the song actually was, a tender musical eulogy for a disappearing America.